demonstration. Obama roasts Trump. But before we get started with this demonstration, let me read my copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. What that means is that everything that you hear in this demonstration is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Everything that you hear in this demonstration is only allegedly. Yes, you heard it. Obama roasts Trump and says Trump was a horrible president. So, y'all already know how we do. We're going to jump into this. And y'all let me know, was Trump a horrible president? Was Trump a horrible president? Now, Obama, he been saying some things, right? When it comes to Trump. He feel as though Trump is a horrible president. He feel like Trump messed up the economy. He also feels like the stimulus money, he feels like that came from Biden. We're going to get into it now. Salute, Marie. Salute, Marie. Appreciate you for pulling up. Salute, Marie. All right, let's take a listen to Obama as he weighs in on Trump. Let's take a listen to Obama as he weighs in on Trump.
Arguments about tax policy or foreign policy, but we didn't have arguments about whether you should tell the truth or not. We didn't make excuses for people who just violated basic norms of treating people fairly and with respect. I mean, just last week, I talked about this. We had one of the deadliest hurricanes in American history. The beautiful town of Asheville, North Carolina, one of my favorite places in the country. Spent time there, amazing people. Devastating. Hundreds of people killed. And President Biden and Vice President Harris were down there meeting with local officials and comforting families, asking how they could help. And Donald Trump at a rally just started making up stories about the Biden administration withholding aid from Republican areas and siphoning off aid to give to undocumented immigrants. Just made the stuff up. Everybody knew it wasn't true. Even local Republicans said it was not true. And now the people of Florida are dealing with another devastating storm. And I want you to watch what happens over the next few days, just like the last time. You're going to have leaders who try to help, and then you have a guy who will just lie about it to score political points, and this has consequences. Because people are afraid and they've lost everything, and now they're trying to figure out, how do I apply for help? And some of them may be discouraged from getting the help they need. The idea of intentionally trying to deceive people in their most desperate and vulnerable moments.
Did Trump intentionally try to mislead people by giving out misinformation, by lying about Biden and Kamala when it came to helping those that were affected by Hurricane Helene? Was Trump lying? Was he giving out misinformation? What are y'all thoughts? Obama seems to believe that Trump was misleading the people. What are y'all thoughts?
And my question is, when did that become okay? I'm not looking for applause right now. I want to ask Republicans out there, people who are conservative, who didn't vote for me, who didn't agree with me. I have friends who disagreed with me on every issue. When did that become okay? Why would we go along with that? I mean, if your coworkers acted like that, they wouldn't be your coworkers very long. If you're in business and somebody you're doing business with just outright lies and manipulates, you stop doing business with them. Even if you had a family member who acted like that, you might still love them, but you tell them you've got a problem. And you wouldn't put them in charge of anything. And yet, when Donald Trump lies or cheats or shows utter disregard for our Constitution, when he calls POWs losers or fellow citizens vermin, people make excuses for it. They think it's okay. They think, well, at least he's owning the libs. He's really sticking it to them.
Do Trump supporters make excuses for Donald Trump? Obama fails to believe that Trump supporters make excuses for Donald Trump. Drop a 1 if you feel like the Trump supporters make excuses for Trump. Drop a 2 if you feel like they don't.
It's okay as long as our side wins. And by the way, I'm sorry, gentlemen. I've noticed this especially with some men who seem to think Trump's behavior, the bullying and the putting people down, is a sign of strength. And I am here to tell you that is not what real strength is. It never has been. Real strength is about working hard and carrying a heavy load without complaining. Real strength is about taking responsibility for your actions and telling the truth even when it's inconvenient. Real strength is about helping people who need it and standing up for those who can't always stand up for themselves. That is what we should want for our daughters and for our sons, and that is what I want to see in a president of the United States of America.
Marie dropped the 1. Now, remember what he said. He said this is what he wants from the president of the United States of America. So it doesn't make a difference if it's Democrat or Republican. Let me backtrack, and I want everybody to pay attention to Obama's words. So Democrat or Republican, it doesn't make a difference, according to Obama. These are the standards that he wants the president to live up to. Let's take a listen. I'm going to backtrack it. Make sure y'all double tap the screen and get my likes up.
Real strength is about working hard and carrying a heavy load without complaining. Real strength is about taking responsibility for your actions and telling the truth even when it's inconvenient.
Now, I agree with him. But like I just asked, it goes both ways. You can't just point out the errors. You can't just point out the mistakes in one person. You got to point it out in both. So just as quick as we pointing out mistakes in Trump, You got to point out these mistakes in Biden as well, and any other president. Salute, Captain Planet. Appreciate you for pulling up. Salute, Captain Planet.
Real strength is about helping people who need it and standing up for those who can't always stand up for themselves. That is what we should want for our daughters and for our sons. And that is what I want to see in a president of the United States of America.
I'll ask the question and I'll let y'all answer. Did we get it from Biden as well as Trump? Chad says, so glad he's not the president anymore. Salute, Chad. Did we get what Obama said that we should be getting out of a president? Did we get it from Biden? Did we get it from Trump? Y'all know how I feel. We can't go against one and don't go against the other.
And the good news is that you have candidates to vote for in this election that demonstrate that kind of character, who know what real strength looks like, who will set a good example and do the right thing and lead this country better than they found it. So, Pennsylvania, that is the choice in this election. It's not just about policies that are on the ballot. It is about values, and it is about character. So whether this election is making you feel excited or scared or hopeful or frustrated or anything in between, do not just sit back and hope for the best. Get off your couch and vote. Put down your phone and vote. Grab your friends and family and vote. Vote for Kamala Harris as the next president of the United States. Vote for Tim Walz as the next vice president of the United States. Vote for Bob Casey and this whole incredible Pennsylvania Democratic ticket. Help your friends and family members and neighbors and co-workers do the same. Because if enough of us make our voices heard, we will leave no doubt about the election outcome. We'll leave no doubt about who we are and what America stands for. And together we'll keep building a country that's more fair and more equal and more just and more free. That is our task. That is our responsibility. Let's go do it. Thank you.
What happened? What do y'all think happened? Captain Planet says, I had a weird dream. I'd save Biden from freezing to death on a mountain. Gen X Chicano says, I like pissed off Obama. He's funny. Yeah. He when he's pissed off, when you get him mad, oh, he get on one. He get on one. When you get him mad. So my thing is, give me a minute, y'all. Give me a minute. Wait a minute, I think I got it, y'all. All right, let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. We got 162 watching with only 6 likes. Double tap the screen and get my likes up, y'all. All right, let's check out Obama again, y'all, before I give my commentary.
Are you ready to go? It is good. It is good to be back in Pennsylvania. It is good to be back in Pittsburgh.
Give me a minute, y'all.
And even though I'm from Chicago, some of you may know, when I was a kid, I was a Steelers fan. So, and watching the Steelers this season, it seems I'm not the only guy from Chicago who likes being in Pittsburgh. Because so far, Justin Fields is doing pretty good. Now, before we get started, we have a little bit of work to do here. You know, it's times like this when you realize having honest, competent leadership in government really matters. It makes a difference. And today I'm asking you to vote for some of those leaders, including some folks we need working with your outstanding governor, who you just heard from, Governor Josh Shapiro. We need them in Harrisburg. So we need you to vote for your next Auditor General, Malcolm Kenyatta. Your next Attorney General, Eugene DePascale.
Let me fast forward, y'all. That's not what I wanted. Let me fast forward.
Generation of leadership in this country and start building a better and stronger and fairer and more hopeful America. Now, you've already heard tonight, this election's going to be tight. Because there are a lot of Americans who are still struggling out there. They're still striving to make life better for themselves.
And let me just say this. The election, it could have been tight. And when Kamala first acknowledged, when the Democrat Party first acknowledged that Kamala was going to be running, it was going to be a tight race. However, we know how the Democrat Party messed up. The Democrat Party made some crucial mistakes. But let Obama finish before I give my commentary, y'all.
For their families and for their kids. And let's face it, as a country, we've been through a lot these last few years. We had a historic pandemic wreaking havoc on communities and businesses. Disruptions from the pandemic then caused prices to spike, and that put a strain on family budgets.
All right, so according to Obama, because of the pandemic, that's what caused the prices to spike. Now, I'm just repeating Obama's words. I'm going by what Obama said. Remember, he's saying because of the pandemic, the prices spiked. Drop a 1 if y'all agree with Obama on this. Drop a 1 if y'all feel like that's what made the prices spike, the pandemic. Drop a 2 if you disagree.
And in many ways, it's felt like the aspirations of working people have taken a back seat to the priorities of the rich and the powerful. So I get it, why people are looking to shake things up. I mean, I am the hopey changey guy. So I understand people feeling frustrated and feeling we can do better. What I cannot understand is why anybody would think that Donald Trump will shake things up in a way that is good for you, Pennsylvania. I don't understand that.
All right, let's build off of this. How many of y'all feel like Donald Trump has straightened things up? How many of y'all feel like he will? And how many of y'all feel like he won't? I mean, what are y'all thoughts? I mean, as soon as he won this election, the next day, the stock market went up. And I know some people don't agree that it had anything to do with Trump winning. But it's something about Donald Trump. It's something about Donald Trump, y'all.
Because there is absolutely no evidence that this man thinks about anybody but himself.
How many of y'all believe that? How many of y'all believe that he only thinks about himself? Now we gotta remember. What's one of the things that they say about Trump and his policies and things of that nature? They say Trump, he only gonna make things better for him and his rich friends. Well, That wouldn't be him just thinking of himself. See, we got to be very careful. We got to be very careful of the narratives, and we got to be very careful of these words that, people use. I see you down there, Still Swinging Podcast. I see you, Jamie. Gen X says Biden Harris policy screwed us from the jump. Jamie says, wasn't Obama at Diddy parties? Captain Planet says Trump been fighting for Americans. So is he fighting for himself? Is he only thinking for himself, or is he only fighting and thinking for his rich friends? Which one is it? And y'all know I call a spade a spade. For those who first time being over here, I'm not against Trump. I'm not for Trump. I'm not against Biden. I'm not for Biden. I'm not Democrat. I'm not Republican. I ride neutral. So I'm able to give the good, the bad, and the ugly on all sides. And I just don't believe in bringing out the bad and ugly on Trump, but don't bring out any of the good. I don't believe in not bringing out any of his good when Trump has done a lot of good. However, there are some things that I do disagree with Trump. They are. But when it comes to being the president, his first term, I believe he done a good job. I do believe Trump has done a good job his first time around. Jamie says, they're all liars. I'm neutral also. I do think Trump make things cheaper though. All right, let's get back into Obama. And make sure y'all double tap the screen and get my likes up.
I said it before. Donald Trump is a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his golden escalator 9 years ago. You've got the tweets in all caps, the ranting and the raving about crazy conspiracy theories. You got the 2-hour speeches, word salad, just, it's like Fidel Castro, just on and on. Constant attempts to sell you stuff. Who does that? Selling you gold sneakers and $100,000 watch.
In the mug shot. He's a businessman, though. Let me backtrack this. Obama said, who does that? Always trying to sell you something. Let me backtrack, y'all.
Speeches, word salad, just, it's like...
Let me read what my moderator Maria says, y'all. My moderator Maria says, Shank, go to a commercial until those likes get up. I'm going to have to go to a commercial, y'all, if y'all don't get my likes up. Double tap the screen and get the like button, y'all. Let me get back to Obama. Yeah, Obama. No, Trump is thick gangster. I love it.
Fidel Castro. Just on and on. Constant attempts to sell you stuff.
I got to backtrack. Obama said constant. Obama said, who does that? I got to backtrack. Lord have mercy, y'all. Let's go, y'all. Let's go.
Like Fidel Castro. Just on and on. Constant attempts to sell you stuff. Who does that? Selling you gold sneakers and $100,000 watch. And most recently, a Trump Bible.
I gotta stop. What'd he say? A Trump's Bible. All right, y'all, let me get back.
He wants you to buy the Word of God, Donald Trump edition. Got his name right there, and that's from Matthew and Luke. I mean, you could not make this stuff up. If you saw it on Saturday Night Live, you'd say, well, no, that's going too far. No, he's doing that. It's crazy. And the reason he does it is because all he cares about is his ego and his money and his status. He's not thinking about you. Donald Trump sees power as nothing more than a means to an end. He wants the middle class to pay the price for another huge tax cut that would mostly help him and his country club buddies. Doesn't care if he costs more women their reproductive freedom because it won't make a difference in his life. Do not boo. Vote.
Oh man. I gotta stop, y'all. I gotta stop, yeah. Lord, hey, I'ma give my salute 80s, baby. Salute 80s, baby. I'ma give my commentary later, y'all, because y'all know every time I open up my big funky mouth, the glitches start coming and my numbers drop. Salute 80s, baby. Let me let it finish, y'all.
They can't hear your boos, but they can hear your votes. Most of all, Donald Trump wants us to think that this country is hopelessly divided between us and them, between the quote-unquote real Americans who support him and the outsiders who don't. Because having people divided and angry, he figures boosts his chances of being elected. And he doesn't care who gets hurt. Think about it. Just the other day, we learned that on January 6th, a couple years ago, Donald Trump was told that Mike Pence was in the Capitol about 40 feet from an angry mob chanting, "Hang Mike Pence." And his response was, quote, "So what? Don't boo." If Donald Trump does not care that a mob might attack his own vice president, do you think he cares about you?
Now, let me just stop right there. Appreciate that compliment, Jamie. Appreciate that compliment, Jamie. Now, when it comes to the January 6th Capitol riot, Capitol building riot, I disagree with that. I felt like Trump was in error. I felt like, Trump was responsible for it. So, like I said, I don't agree with everything when it comes to Trump. There are some things that I disagree with. When it comes to the Capitol building riots, I disagree. But let me get back to Obama, y'all. We got 600 watching with 25 likes. Double tap the screen for me and get the likes up.
Pennsylvania, we do not need 4 more years of that. We don't need 4 more years of arrogance and bumbling and bluster and division. America's ready to turn the page. We are ready for a better story, one that helps us work together instead of turning against each other. Pennsylvania, we're ready for a President Kamala Harris.
Now, I think that Trump makes the better president between him and Kamala Harris. I do believe that the Democrat Party used Kamala as a scapegoat. I believe that they set her up for failure. I mean, they only gave the woman only had, was it a little over 90 days to prepare? I believe, 104 days left when they announced that she was going to be the Democrat candidate that was going to run against Trump. It just wasn't enough time. I know some people said, Shank, even if she had enough time, she wouldn't have been able to beat Trump. But in my opinion, at least give her enough time, and then also with the too much talking, they about to glitch me, y'all. They about to glitch me. Give me a minute, y'all, so I'm going to let this glitch go by. Give me a minute, y'all. They about to glitch me. They about to glitch me, y'all. Give me a minute. All right, let me get back to Obama, y'all. Let me get back.
And the good news is Kamala Harris is ready to do the job. This is a leader who has spent her life fighting on behalf of people who need a voice and a champion.
They do.
Somebody who was raised in the middle class.
Hey, Captain Planet, they do that to me when I start talking real ish. As long as I keep my big funky mouth shut, they won't bother me. They won't drop my numbers and they won't send the glitches. As soon as I open up my big funky mouth and start talking that real ish that they don't want to hear, they always sending the glitch. So let me get back to Obama.
Who worked a summer job at McDonald's while she earned a degree. Who believes in the values that built this country. Somebody who has served with distinction in every office that she has ever held. I think we probably had a fainting spell back there. So let's make space for the emergency folks. This happens sometimes. Everybody bend their knees a little bit. You've been standing for a while. You can dance if you want. I just suggest you bend your knees. But she'll be okay. Kamala is as prepared for the job as any nominee for president has ever been. That's who Kamala is.
I will say this. I believe that Kamala made a good DA. I believe when she was out there in California, she made a good prosecutor. I don't feel like she would have made a good president. I don't feel like she made a good vice president. I just feel like, I feel like Kamala was a puppet. I feel like the Democrat Party used her to be the vice president to win a lot of minority votes as well as women votes. If you take Obama, I mean, if Kamala wouldn't have never been running as Biden's vice president, Biden wouldn't have never won. Trust me, y'all. The only reason why Biden beat Trump, was because he had Kamala as the vice president. So, I mean, let's just be honest. A lot of women voted for Biden just off of the strength of Kamala.
And in the White House, she will have an outstanding partner in Governor Tim Walz. Tim is a veteran. He is a teacher. He's a coach. He's a hunter. He's been a great governor working with Democrats and Republicans to get stuff done. He can also take a vintage truck apart and put it back together again. You think Donald Trump can do that?
What'd he say, y'all? Hey, let me just say this, though. Let me say this. Who will win in the presidential debate? Obama or Trump? Who y'all think will win in the presidential debate? Not the election. Hold off on the election. But in the presidential debate, who y'all think will win? Obama or Trump? Let me know, y'all. Captain Planet says Trump. Obama. Obama can be funny though, can he though? Look at him, yeah.
For that matter.
Look at Obama. Woo, hoo, hoo. Let me backtrack, y'all. Look.
You think Donald Trump can do that? For that matter. Do you think Donald Trump has ever changed a tire in his life?
Can y'all imagine them two roasting each other? Can y'all imagine Trump and Obama going back and forth roasting each other?
Trying to picture it. But the point is, if you elect Kamala Harris, they won't be focused on their problems. They'll be focused on yours. They understand that Too many folks here in Pennsylvania and across the country are struggling to pay the bills. Even though wages are steadily growing and inflation is finally slowing, the price of everything, from healthcare to housing to groceries, it's still too high. And that takes a real bite out of paychecks. It hurts. So the question is, who's really going to do something about it? That's what you should be asking yourself. Now, Donald Trump's plan is to do what he did last time, which was give another massive tax cut to billionaires and big corporations.
All right, y'all. All right. What I'm going to do for everybody is I'm going to take y'all comments. Come on, give me y'all comments because they're going to drop my numbers. We got 614 watching. Those numbers going to drop. And then they're going to start the glitches. But I want to see what the chat is saying. Marie says, Shank, Trump cannot fight with Obama. I think Obama was saying some things to him. Barry needs a stand-up comedy show at the 2 a.m. Captain Planet says Obama does have a very good charismatic guy. Jamie says double tap the screen. Slippery Levan. All right, let me come up, y'all. Hit me with some comments, y'all. Where do y'all get these funky names from? Y'all know I can't pronounce these funky ass names. Zoet Squirrelitis says Trump is staying away from this fool. What's wrong with him, Captain Planet? What's wrong with him? Look, they know I can't pronounce words. They know I mess up names. Come on, y'all, hit me with some comments before we get out of here. Jamie says LMAO. See, why y'all can't have names like Jamie and Captain Planet? 80s baby, always, I ain't gonna get you 80s baby, but 80s baby always changing her names. She go from 80s baby to 80s blessed baby. What the hell is going on with your funky ass 80s baby? Jamie says, you sound like you're learning how to read. I'm learning now. I'm learning. Come on, y'all, where y'all comments at? Y'all see the numbers dropping? Where, come on, give me some comments to read. Jamie says it's making me laugh. For all that, I could have let Obama finish getting his laughs on Trump. Now, let me go back. Now y'all don't want to send the comments. But as soon as Obama start talking, y'all want to send the comments. Jay says, I'm from the UK coming over for the inauguration. All right, appreciate you. Salute. Big shout out to all my people from the UK. Captain Planet says, Captain Planet is your hero. All right. Appreciate that subscribing, Crystal. Appreciate you subscribing, Crystal. Appreciate all of my new subscribers. Let's get me to 1,000 subscribers. I believe the last time I checked, I was at 818 subscribers. Let's get me to 1,000 subscribers. Jamie says, oh, he mad. 80s baby says, I have to keep changing my name to handle dealing with your crazy self. I ain't crazy, 80s baby. Captain Planet says, oh, I'm coming to, there you go, Captain Planet. You talking about my spelling. Captain Planet, with your funky ass, you need to learn how to write a correct sentence. Let's look at Captain Planet funky ass sentence, y'all. Oh, I'll coming to DC on 20th. Captain Planet, your funky ass ain't no better than my funky ass.
And then, don't boo. I'm going to break you of this habit. And the reason some people think, well, I don't know, I remember that economy when he first came in being pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good because it was my economy.
How many of y'all think that Trump's economy was Obama's? Huh? Captain Planet says, I just woke up. Sorry, I need my coffee. Nah, we just having fun over here. Jafruit. I can't pronounce your name. We just having fun, y'all. We just having fun. That's all we doing over here is having fun. But how many of y'all feel like the economy was Obama's economy that Trump inherited? Salute, Snoopy. Appreciate you. Salute. Jay says, Captain Planet, are you, me, and my friend are in New York City for 2 weeks and traveling down for the 20th. 80s Baby says, I agree. All right.
We had 75 straight months of job growth that I handed over to him. It wasn't something he did. I spent 8 years cleaning up the mess that the Republicans had left me the last time.
What are y'all thoughts? What are y'all thoughts? Jay says, I'm confused, Shank Rock. Are you pro-Trump? Well, I'm not Democrat nor Republican. I'm neutral. I'm neutral. Over here, I like to speak on the good, the bad, and the ugly of Trump as well as Kamala, Biden, Obama. So I'm not a Trump supporter, but I'm not against him. You know, I'm neutral. I'm not Democrat nor Republican. Captain Planet says, I'm a libertarian. I hope I pronounced that right. Why you trying to trip me up, Captain Planet? No, I appreciate you, Jay. I appreciate you, Jay. This is an open platform. I allow everybody to voice their opinion. I allow everybody to give their own perspective. All right. So whatever your opinion is, even if you disagree with me, it's okay. It's cool. That's what this platform is based on. Everybody's opinion being respected. All right. So I don't care what your opinion is. You have the right to voice your opinion. All right. But now, in my honest opinion, Obama spent 8 years in office. Lady in Red says, Trump scares the crap out of me. Captain Planet says, and you cool, OG. I appreciate that, Captain Planet. Now, he was in office for 8 years. Now, in my honest opinion, I do believe that Obama did do the economy justice. He did clean up he did clean up the economy. How many of y'all agree with me? How many of y'all disagree? Lady in Red says she miss Obama. Abolish the ATF says, remember, Church of Chris says, yeah, me too. Let me get back. Come on, y'all. Y'all could at least double tap the screen and get my likes up. We got 700 people in the building with only 53 likes. Come on, y'all. Double tap the screen, y'all. Double tap the screen and hit the like button. But let me get back to Obama.
That I handed over to him. It wasn't something he did. I spent 8 years cleaning up the mess that the Republicans had left me the last time. So just in case everybody has a hazy memory, he didn't do nothing except those big tax cuts. His other big economic plan now is to slap tariffs on everything, from food to TVs. Now, understand what tariffs are. Anything that's coming from that's made elsewhere and comes here, you slap extra money on top of it. And if other countries are cheating, in some cases, it makes sense because you want to have a fair playing field. But what he's proposing is basically a Trump sales tax that could cost the average family almost $4,000 a year. So if you're concerned about higher prices, that is not the way to get lower prices. That's going to come out of your pockets. You think prices are high now? Donald Trump's message basically is, you ain't seen nothing yet. All right, so that's as far as you can tell, that's his plan, right? Because it's not written down anywhere. When it comes to health care, you heard it in the debate. Donald Trump's got one answer. Ending the Affordable Care Act that 45 million people rely on. The other day, his running mate, J.D. Vance, had you gotta vote. The other day, his running mate had the nerve to say Donald Trump salvaged the Affordable Care Act. I mean, Donald Trump spent his entire presidency trying to tear it down. And by the way, he couldn't even do that right. And now, 8 years after he was elected, when he was asked about what he was going to do, he says he's got concepts of a plan for how he'd replace it. Now, I want you all to think about this for a second. Let's say your boss gives you an assignment project. He says, I need this on Friday. And Friday comes around and he says, so, did you finish that project I asked for? And you say, well, I actually haven't started, but I have a concept of a plan. Or you could try it at home. Honey, did you do the dishes? I have a concept of a plan to do the dishes. How's that going to go over? If it wouldn't work for you, why in the heck should it work for the President of the United States? But the good news is, Kamala Harris, she doesn't have concepts for a plan. She has an actual plan to make your life better.
All right, let's stop right there, y'all. Let's stop right there. How many of y'all believe that Kamala, actually had a plan? How many of y'all believe that Kamala had a plan? Captain Planet says, wow. Lady in Red says, Chris knows what's up. How many of y'all believe that Kamala had a plan? I believe that Kamala was in the process of coming up with a plan. Let me give a big shout out to the #1 moderator, 80s Blessed Baby. Can I get everybody to give a round of applause to the #1 moderator, 80s Blessed Baby? 80s Blessed Baby is pretty much, she may have missed one out of my many demonstrations, but 80s Blessed Baby is always in my demonstrations moderating for me. So I just want you to know, 80s Baby, that I really appreciate the hard work that you do. And just give me a few more days and I'm going to show you my appreciation. Salute, 80s Baby, and I really appreciate the hard work that you do for me over here. Let me get everybody to throw up them clapping hands for my moderator, 80s Blessed Baby. Captain Planet says, oh, she had a plan, not a good plan. Lady in Red says, needed to foster more of a sense of community like Obama and Trump did. Right, Lady in Red. And that's why, like I was saying, they just didn't give her enough time. If they had gave her enough time, if she could have had, I'm going to say at least 2 years. If she would have had at least 2 years, I believe she probably would have won against Donald Trump. And that's just my belief. I believe, because to me, when she was bringing up the celebrities, when she was bringing up all those entertainers and stuff like that, if she had enough time to prepare, it would have registered to her. Because believe it or not, she's not a dumb. Kamala Harris is very intelligent. She's very educated. Believe it or not, she would have had enough time to know, wait a minute, it's okay if I bring up these entertainers, but I'm going to have to bring up some real people. I can't just keep bringing up these rappers. I can't keep bringing up these celebrities at my rallies. I'm going to have to bring up some real people. give her enough time, she would have been able to, do way better than what she done. Now, for me, I didn't like when she tried to buy. I didn't like when she tried to buy us black men by coming with the Harris opportunity agenda. Don't get me wrong. I think it was an excellent agenda. For once, we got a candidate, we got a presidential candidate that's actually taking the time out to address black men. I know a lot of y'all have a problem with that. Listen to me. I'm a black man. So unless you are a black man, it's nothing that you could tell me about the issues that a black man face in this country. Black men have been the lowest on the totem pole in this country since the country was built. However, the country was built by black men. And this is what I tell immigrants. Before y'all look down on black men, before y'all turn y'all noses up at black men, y'all got to understand, before y'all funky asses came to this country, black men are the ones that built this country. But see, that Harris opportunity agenda, it was just too late. And we knew what she was using it for. We knew the only reason why she was using it, we knew she was only using it to bait us in to get our votes. So, like I said, if they would have gave her enough time, and she would have brought this 2 years ago, oh man, she would have had my vote. Salute, Kiki. Appreciate you for pulling up. Black men were sent here by us. Look, let me explain. Now, this is the part of the demonstration where I'm about to roast your funky ass and get my moderators to send your funky asses up out of here. Now, I done told y'all, don't you tell me nothing about a black man. All right? Now, quit the bullshit. All that black men sent y'all here. Yeah, but it was y'all funky ass white men that tricked us and whipped us. But y'all don't want to talk about that. Now, I done told y'all. Yeah, save it for another time. I will not allow nobody to disrespect the black man. We built this country. It don't make a difference if Martians from another planet sent us here. It still don't take away from the fact that we built this country. And even today, white people want to kill us. White people want to do all these evil things to us. But guess what? If you eliminate black people from this country, y'all funky ass white people will be doomed. Now put that in your pipe and smoke it with your funky ass. Since you want to talk junk, take black people out of this country. Hell, take black people out of the world. The world would be doomed. Y'all would be nothing without us. But back to my demonstration about Kamala. So when she came with that agenda for black men, I knew off the rip. I knew right there that she was trying to run a play. Salute, Sabrina. Who do y'all think taught y'all? The Moors. When the Moors went up in Europe and conquered Europe. Who you believe the Moors were? The Moors were us. The Moors were the melanated people. The Moors was the black men. Went up in Europe and civilized Europe. Look, see, I understand, and I'm going to let y'all slide. I understand that most of y'all are new to my platform. So y'all don't really know how it goes down over here. So I'm going to back up off of y'all and I'm going to let y'all slide. All right? Because I know y'all don't know no better. All right? Let me go back to Obama and then we're going to get up out of here.
to bring down the cost of things like groceries. She'll go after corporations that are jacking up prices. Just like she went after big banks and for-profit colleges when she was an attorney general in California. And believe me, when she does, nobody's going to want to stand in her way. I remember after the home mortgage crisis, Kamala pushed me and my administration harder than any other attorney general in the country to make sure homeowners got a fair settlement. It did not matter that she was pushing a Democratic administration. She was not going to let anybody stop her from winning as much relief as possible for the families who deserved it. And because of the work she did, those families got billions more than they would have otherwise got. That's the kind of president Kamala Harris will be.
And like I said before, if Kamala would have had enough time, she just didn't have enough time. Now, I believe that Trump makes the better president than Kamala. I do believe that. However, the Democrat Party didn't give Kamala enough time. And I do believe that if Kamala would have had enough time, I believe that she could have beat Trump in the election. That's just my belief. Let me just address Enlighten. Enlighten says what a joke 4 years she had. Yeah, but in her defense, let's talk about in Kamala's defense. Those 4 years, she wasn't the president. Enlighten says never, she doesn't have the energy. She was in there for 4 years, but she was the vice president. So, you know what I'm saying? She wasn't the president. So it's a different story when you're the vice president compared to when you're the actual president, you know? So I believe that she would have made a decent president. I don't believe that she made a better president than Trump from what I've saw. However, if she had enough time, then she probably would have made a better president than Trump. But just from what I saw, no, not from what I saw. She didn't, Andy says, but she was the border Caesar. And that's true. That's true, Andy. Chris says she didn't have 4 years. She was a figurehead with little to no power. And that's what I'm saying, Chris. I'm basically saying the same thing that Chris is saying. It was like she ain't had no power. She ain't had no real power. No, sir, I think it would have been a disaster. Kingdom Fishing says, I am glad she lost. She just didn't have enough time, y'all. But let's get back to Obama.
To lower housing costs, Kamala will cut red tape and work with governors like Josh Shapiro, as well as the private sector, to build 3 million new homes. And she'll give first-time home buyers up to $25,000 to help with the down payment.
All right, now listen to what Obama is saying. Now, Obama is speaking on her being the president. He's not speaking on her being the vice president. David says in those 4 years, she didn't lift a finger to do her job as border Caesar. She didn't even visit the border. And I believe that that is true. But once again, it's a difference from when you're a vice president than when you are the actual president. So for me, and y'all can, but for me, I'm not going to beat her down as far as being the president, and I'm not going to compare that with her being the vice president. For me. Sabrina says, in the short time that she had, I think she did an extraordinary job. I mean, and even though for me and most of us, she didn't do a good job with the border, but general as being the vice president, I believe that she done a decent job as the vice president. Let me get back to Obama, y'all.
Plans, concrete plans. And for a lot of folks, that could be the difference between watching their dreams pass them by or finally owning a place of their own. To lower healthcare costs, Kamala already worked with Joe Biden to take on the drug companies. and bring down the cost of insulin and hearing aids and more than 50 prescription drugs. And as president, she will never stop working to limit out-of-pocket costs and protect your care.
And let me, because I see Chris, and Chris, you gave a good opinion. Let me read. Give me a minute, y'all. Let me read Chris' opinion. I like what Chris said. Give me a minute. Chris says, and this is a very, very good point that Chris makes. Chris says, notice that J.D. Vance hasn't been mentioned since the election. Vice presidents only matters during elections. How many of y'all agree with that? I agree with you, Chris. Drop a 1 if you agree with Chris. Drop a 2 if you disagree. Chris says, notice that J.D. Vance hasn't been mentioned since the election. Since vice president only matters during the election. Bauer says, what job? Kiki says, my fault, I got a call. No problem. Why can't she talk for herself? Why did Obama have to talk for her? Dredd says, we will never know, and I'm glad we won't. See what a Kamala presidency would be like. Kiki says, BRB. Kingdom Fishing says, all we can do as Americans is get past this election and stop hating each other over political views. One of the best things about this country is that we can voice our opinion and still love each other. Now, that's facts. That's facts, Kingdom Fishing. That's facts. There's a lot of that. And if you would like to support the channel, by sending a donation, my Cash App is $ERICMCINT. If you would like to support the channel, Cash Apps can be $1 donation, a $5 donation, $10 donation. I can't pronounce this name, but he says it's pronounced czar. Ignore the C in the word, but she wasn't a border czar to begin with. That is a fake ass title Republicans gave her. David says maybe this vice president will not be a traitor like Penny was. King says vice presidents do a lot of work behind the scenes. At least they are supposed to. What is it again? The Cash App. My moderator 80s baby put the Cash App in the chat. The Cash App. Look at 80s blessed baby. She put the Cash App in the chat. That's the Cash App. Cash App is $ERICMCINT. If you would like to send a donation to show your appreciation of my hard work, I appreciate that. I just got a quick announcements and then I'm going to let y'all get out of here. It's only 3 things. Salute Sagitt. Salute Sagitt. Appreciate you for pulling up. There's only 3 things that you are required to do while you're over here. The first requirement is no using any profanity in the chat. No using profanity in the chat. The second one is respect me, my moderators. You definitely got to respect my moderators and me, and also respect everybody else that's in the chat. The third requirement is hit the like button. That's it. Appreciate that cash donation, Chris. Appreciate that cash donation, Chris. Really appreciate the cash donation, Chris. Now, this is an open platform. It's an open platform. So y'all opinion is welcome. Y'all opinion is welcome. All right. Laughter. Look, laugh until you can't laugh no more. You know, we have to learn how to loosen up a little bit. So laugh, have fun. Many people roast me. Y'all can roast me. Y'all can talk about my bald head. You know, let's have fun. Let's just have fun, all right? And remember, everybody, we got to do better as a people. Appreciate that, Chris. Appreciate that. We got to do better as a people. We got to do better as mankind. We all got to do better. I got to do better. We all got to do better. But I think by having these kind of discussions, I think if we have a place where we can come and we don't have to worry about somebody getting mad because we feel a certain way. I think that that's a start with us coming together and doing better. Yes, racism exists, but we cannot wipe out racism if we don't first talk about it and then find ways for us all to do better. Just because I'm a black man, that don't give me the right to dislike someone because they're white. Just because I'm a black man, that don't give me the right to use the race card. Just because I'm a black man, that don't give me the right to be a victim in every situation. However, there are cases where race does play a part. So I don't want nobody to get it twisted. There are times as black people, we are victims. But as black people, we can't use all of our situations as victim blaming. We cannot sit up here and say, I don't work because there's no jobs out here. We cannot say, I don't work because white people don't want to see me get ahead. We can't think like that. We cannot disrespect white people and blame white people for our failures. We can't. We can be successful, and we have been successful without blaming other people. However, as white people and other nationalities, y'all cannot discriminate against us and anybody else because of our race. So what I'm trying to say is, it goes both ways. We all have to do better. And if that's not your mind frame, that you have to do better as well as me and as well as everybody else, if that's not your mind frame, you don't belong over here. We all have to take accountability. I have to take accountability. You have to take accountability. We all got to take accountability. Now, if you ain't with taking accountability for your funky ass, then your funky ass don't belong over here. All right? Look, I appreciate all of y'all. And I hope to see y'all back. Make sure y'all subscribe to my main channel. This is just my backup channel. My main channel is Shank Rock. ShankRock. That's my main channel, Shank Rock. I do the same kind of demonstrations on the main channel. So make sure y'all subscribe to my main channel, Shank Rock. I'm going to take this one comment from Chris, and then we're going to get out of here. Chris says, the closest I think that white people can come close to feeling of racism in general is that feeling of being or looking poor and walking in a place and feeling that people are judging or disliking you. I like that. Salute. Subscribe to the main channel, Shank Rock.